Hello, Internet. I'm Matt Haas. This is Awesome Wood Things Live, baby. This is the 5th episode of Design Process, where I show you something awesome I've built, and I talk about the design process so you can learn what goes on in my head. It's kind of a scary place up there, but the idea is for you to learn how to conceptualize good things and make that happen in the art that you create. Who do we have in the house? We have End of Trading. Oh, he's in Malaysia today. Wow. Obviously at the beach with those fun emojis. Mr. Yarn Doll. Hey, Jerry, how are you? That looks awesome. I appreciate it. This is a live show. If you're here in the live show, write something in the chat. I'll be able to see your message and put it up on the screen like I just did. So that's a lot of fun. So what did I make? I made a Japanese-inspired desktop lamp with a unicorn on one side and the devil silhouette on the other. Now, why did I choose the unicorn and the devil? I'll get into that in a minute. Let me talk a little bit about this art some more. 2 different types of solid wood was used. This is cherry. Most of it's cherry, and the roof and these bottom pieces are walnut. It's billed as 3 millimeter thick. It's really not. It's a little bit thicker than that. So I had to size the art up almost 10%. Because I've learned when you get art from the internet, that's another thing. I did not create these files. I downloaded these files from the internet, but I did add the devil and the unicorn myself. But when you get files from the internet, you have to look at the little notches in the artwork, measure the notches in your line art program, and then measure the thickness of the wood. And if it's off, you have to compensate or things won't fit together. And it just turned out I had to almost 10% larger. So this was originally a little bit, anyway. And not only did I make this artwork, I have it available as a free download. You can go download it yourself. I do have $1 as a default, but you can back that $1 off and type 00, add the cart, and then buy it, and you can get it absolutely free. Now, I am not giving away the original artist's file. The way I'm doing that is you'll get this shape to cut and that shape to cut from me, and that's it. Then I point you to the original website where you can go download this from the original creator. Further Fabrications is the original creator. But as part of the design process, I could never leave good enough alone, and I had to add myself to it, add a little bit of creativity from my mind, and that's why I did. Look who's in the house. Klondike is here. That's my friend Sean. How are you, my friend? Kool. That's how you know it's cool, when the word cool is spelled with K. I'm glad you like it. So why the unicorn and why the devil? I originally wanted to use a Pixie because these are Pixie lights. And I'm like, well, what better thing to do than to do a Pixie character? So I found some art. Hey, look who's here, Tech Troublemaker. How are you, my friend? Says sup. Right back at you, my friend. So I wanted to do a Pixie. So I found this piece of artwork, and I have a digital file site I can download from. And the more I got to looking at this, it just did not meet my standards. Now, it is a nice piece of art, but have you ever seen a woman's body? This is not what a woman's body looks like. Now, I know it's a fairy, but obviously it's a female fairy. So it's just, that's, this is way too high. That doesn't look right. Now, a lot of times when you get art off the internet, you get stupid things like this happening. I could obviously fix that. That's a mistake. So I was just like, you know what? No, this isn't good. So I scrapped the fairy from it. And I'm like, well, what else is fantasy? What else exists in the world that would have fairies? I know, unicorns. I'm like, well, I can't just put a unicorn on there by itself. And then I thought, wait a minute. What about the movie Legend? In 1985, not 95, not 2005, 85. This is decades ago. Ridley Scott directed a movie called Legend, and it starred Tom Cruise. It was his second film. I call it his first film because no one remembers his actual first film. And Tim Curry. And Tim Curry played the devil who wanted the unicorn horns to, grant him dominion over the universe and stuff like that. And I also, here's a fun thing. Let me go off camera here just to grab something. When I was in high school, at about 17 years old, I created this artwork. This is the beginning text of the movie Legend. And I used what they called at the time a computerized typesetter. Obviously, it's justified both sides, and I did the fancy first character there. This was a big deal to create this art in 1987. And I just remembered I did that. So I'm like, okay, I will put a silhouette of Tim Curry's devil character on the back and the unicorn, since there's pixie lights behind it. A couple more people jumped in here. Let's say hello. I got more to talk about why I did what I did. Poor Tinkerbell trapped in the lamp. That's funny. Dave Gatton's here. Says, hey, Matt, awesome wood things, Haas. How are you, Mr. Dave Gatton? So glad you joined us. Rich Vibes is here. Oh, Labyrinths. Yeah, that was a good one, too. Hi, Rich. Rich is coming at us all the way from the United Kingdom. We have someone here from Malaysia. Loving it, loving it, loving it. So, solid wood. Up until now, I have been using plywood on the laser engraver. And I wasn't sure what I would think about solid wood, but let me tell you something. Solid wood is a dream on laser cutting machines and laser engraving machines. It is so predictable. I don't know if it has to do with the layers of the plywood and the adhesive. Things aren't consistent. So when I was cutting plywood, I try not to use too much power, and you try not to use too little power. The whole idea about lasers is you want just enough to get through it. And sometimes it wouldn't go all the way through. Just some spots that might have more adhesive and less. Anyway, this cuts like butter. And I thought it would be super fragile. It's not. Solid wood, even though it's thin, is still pretty rigid. Love that. I have acrylic. I don't know if you can. That is acrylic. And I put a mirror on the bottom. Can you see the mirror down here? And it is fully articulated. So watch this. Let me maybe go over here and maybe I'll come over to this one. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. Watch this. So what you do is you take this little key out. All right, check it out. Okay, put that aside. And then you can open the door. What do you think of that? And it's fully hinged. I don't know if it's hard for you to see that, I'm sure. See, we've got hinges here. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. And then I use double-sided tape to put the button battery on-off switch and glued them, double-sided tape them to the top. And then, I might hang it somewhere in the office because it's got that circle on the top. Put that in like this. Amazing. Freaking amazing. So, I don't often use other people's artwork, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, that is awesome. Because I've always been inspired by Japanese architecture and Japanese woodworking. And I like how in typical Far Eastern style, it's thinner on the bottom and then gets larger. So there's angles that are really nice with it. I'm like, I gotta have that, but I just can't bring myself to use someone else's art as is. I have to add my own stuff to it. And since I fell in love with this movie in 1985 or 1986, and I created this artwork around 1987, which was very hard to do on a computer, I'm like, you know what? Tim Curry and unicorns, why not? Why not do it? Now, also, I have to talk about this. Mess ups. Laser engravers should have a feature that says, you're about to cut a part you don't need. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rich Vibes. I appreciate that. Sammy Superstar is here. He says, hey, everyone. Hey, Sammy. Glad you're here. Again, I have downloadable files. Oh, I have a whole thing here. Let me show you this. Here. There you go. There's a link in the doodly-doo where you can go get these files. Again, you will get the 2 pieces of art that I made, and then I point you to Further Fabrication's site where you can download his files, and then you use both of the files together. I don't want to take someone else's art and put it on my site. I don't think that's right, but that's the way I'm doing it. So this I made by accident, which looks perfectly fine. This is the left side door. But the problem, see this little button here? That button's supposed to hold this hinge. I put the wood together the wrong orientation. So what I needed to do, because you can see this is two layers, a back layer and a front layer. What I needed to do was take that front layer and glue it like that. So this was a complete waste. It had me cut these for reasons I don't understand, so I don't know why I have those. And I cut an extra one of these pieces. This was here on the bottom. So I don't know why. I cut an extra one. So when you download these files for free, again, come over here, and this will say $1 by default. You can leave that dollar in. You can put more than $1 in, or you can put 0 in. All of that will work. And then go like that, add it to cart. And you can links in the description if you want the artwork. And I put links to the glue I used and a couple other of the materials, stuff like that. I did have this acrylic, the clear acrylic. That clear acrylic is the same clear acrylic I used for the Sharpie marker holder. Let me get that. See, I had aspirations of maybe making a few of these and selling them, but it turned out it would be so expensive that no one wanted to put $20 worth of markers in a multiple hundreds of dollars marker holder. But this clear stuff here is the same material I used for that. And the mirror on the bottom, I had extra mirror material too, so I used that. and I just bought the fairy lights. The fairy lights were cheap. It's $10, and you get 20 strands. This is 2 strands of fairy lights for anyone that wants to know. So I still have 18 strands of fairy lights, and they come with 2 2032 button batteries. Then I got a whole slew of button batteries, which is really like, you should buy the fairy lights just to get the batteries, because the batteries aren't cheap. I don't know how they're so low, but they are. Because I just had to replace the battery in my AirTag, for whatever. So that's what I got going on. A solid wood, Far East inspired desktop lantern with fairy lights, unicorn, devil silhouette. And I wasn't sure that you could tell that that was the devil, because there's no face, there's no lines, there's no shading. It's just a silhouette, so to speak. But that is clearly Tim Curry's devil character from the movie Legend, which I will submit that is the best devil representation in all of movie cinema of all time. All other devils pale in comparison to Tim Curry's devil. What, Ridley Scott's devil, really. Ridley Scott directed Legend, and he is one of my 2 favorite movie directors, Ridley Scott. Love Ridley Scott. He did some of the Aliens franchise. Love it. Love it. When you watch a Ridley Scott movie, it's like you're in that world. Like you are like you can almost, this is going to sound stupid, because I know you can't, but it's almost as if you can smell the environment. There's that much detail. I love his work. I just love it. So that's what I got for you. Go get the files and make this yourself. All the material is there, instructions, and let me know. Or maybe what you could do is you could put your own fantasy characters on there if you're so inclined. That's the thing I love about woodworking. There's no rules. You could do whatever you want. I'm having a great time in my shop. Thank you for your support. Please give me a thumbs up. That helps the channel. Lets YouTube know you dig my stuff. And get on my email newsletter. I have an email newsletter, folks, where I talk about all of my awesome things I create. awesomewoodthings.com/email. That would be fun. One quick statement before we go. Cherry and walnut are beautiful wood. Have you ever worked with bamboo wood? That was popular for a while. Yes, sort of. I did a Christmas present, which was a bamboo cutting board with a recipe on the cutting board of a relative who had passed. So it was a gift. This was for my son's girlfriend. One of her relatives had passed. And so I did work with bamboo on that particular thing. And bamboo's a great substance. Very strong. That's awesome. That's awesome. But other than that, I haven't worked with it much. So got that going on. All right, I'm leaving it here. Hope you like the 5th episode of Design Process. And if you're interested, I also stream Monday through Friday on a different channel, this Awesome Fun Things channel. I have a show called Good Morning Haas. I just take 10 or 15 minutes to talk about what I did the day before. It's a lot of fun. Call it my vlog channel. Check it out if you wish. Awesome Fun Things, 8:15 a.m. in the morning Eastern, Monday through Friday. I'm doing show 703 or 4 tomorrow. Done a lot of them. Got to go. Love you all. Bye.